All right, what is up, everybody? This is the AGG podcast. My name is Braden Carlton, and I'm joined by co-hosts Taylor Jesse and Shane Harris, or Posthart, as you probably know him. And today we're discussing level 3 projects. Everybody wants to be 3, you know? And I figured...
You're not cool unless you got 3 stripes on your name tag, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's really only applicable to Airfest, I guess. Everybody else just kind of puts the numbers.
I feel like I've been to other launches that had stripes.
I don't know.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Well, this felt like a pretty good one to do because Taylor and I are both level 3. Posthart is not, but he's he's got all this stuff to become level 3. And obviously, if you know rocketry, you know that being level 3 certified is quite expensive, or at least getting there. You can be level 3 and fly I-motors all day, but we wanted to sort of revisit level 3 certification and set like a soft budget of $1,000, which is crazy now that's kind of the budget you need to get level 3, but that's just the way things are. Because
I was adding up the numbers. I was like, wow, doing level 3 now would be like a lot more expensive.
Yeah, and I mean, it's...
Yeah, tell me about it.
I think my level 3 was probably under 500.
Yeah, same. I was just super broke, so it seemed like a lot, but...
Yeah, well, I bought my motor during Tim's sale a few years ago, and it was an M1297. I want to say it was $185 on sale, which is...
They used to be about, for a long time, they were like 188, I think, for 5120 loads.
Yeah.
So that's why I would just, I'd buy a bunch of them.
Those were the days. I do remember, the first time I met you at LDRS, and you're just like repeatedly loading 75s. I was like, man, this guy's balling.
Yeah, those just 5120s were the budget load. But...
The 76
is the new 5120.
Yeah, barely, too. 2560 these days. I do love me a K1000.
True.
But...
Dude, they're cheaper than the 54 2560s.
Yeah,
now.
And they're only, like $15 more than 1706 load? So, like, a K1100 versus a K1000 is, like, 1,000 more Newton seconds for not a lot more money.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't really know why. Guessing it has something to do with lighter, but I don't know. And
who knows? Maybe we'll have Gary on sometime. We can ask him all these pressing questions.
He'd be like, I don't know. That's a good question. We'll look into it.
But so anyway, we're gonna go around the round table and we're going to each present our proposed level 3 projects and critique each other. And I think Posthart, being the not level 3 certified person.
What if we went through it? Do you have it itemized?
Yeah, kind of. It's just in a Wildman cart.
Oh. I was wondering if we went through each part of the level 3 deal so we could compare each piece.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We can do that. Like what rocket, then what motor.
Yeah, and like what recovery stuff and all that.
Okay. Yeah, mine's going to be a little interesting for doing that, but...
yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Why?
Well, it's kind of a bundle deal. You'll see. So...
Oh, no.
So, okay, so what should we do then? Should we do each person, or should we go item by item?
I say we do each person.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case, Posthart, you're up.
Oh boy. All right. I've got a Lock Precision 5.5-inch iris. And that's why it was going to be interesting, is because it comes with all of the recovery gear, which is why I picked it, because it makes it a lot cheaper. So that came out at $332 before tax. And then Aerotech M1780. I didn't want to go classic M1297. I wanted to do something a little bit different.
Oh, you're too good for that. I see.
No.
What about electronics?
Yeah. So here's my argument there. I didn't put them in because in order to get level 3 certified, you have to have already flown dual deploy at least once. So you should already have electronics. And that's what I'll stand on that hill.
I think that's.
But what if you only flew one altimeter before?
You can fly one altimeter again.
No, you have to have.
Oh no, you have to have redundant, right? All right. Well, in any case,
Level 2 guy over here.
I'm short of $1,000 by a good bit, so there's money left over. Because then I also have Aeropack retainer and solar composite sleeve to glass it, coming in for a total of $840.
See, that's what I was going to ask about, was if you were going to advise glassing it, because the interesting thing is that Dave from Lock Precision did his level 3 with a 5.5-inch iris, and he did not glass it.
Really?
Oh.
Yep.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I would, but
I probably would too, to be honest.
yeah.
But
I would. Yeah, I definitely would. But I guess as long as you got that stiffy. Does it come with the stiffy?
I think so, because that's one of the PK kits, isn't it? So they're kind of supposed to be more robust.
So that's like the thing now. They already come like that. They should, because the regular coupler's so thin. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if it comes with a stiffy.
Well, aren't they not calling it that anymore?
coupler stiffener.
Yeah. Let's be proper here.
What's funny is if you go on the website and look at the description, it still says stiffy, but they changed like the name on the header or whatever.
Huh.
All right, well, I think that's a pretty good one, honestly. I obviously am going to give big thumbs up for the Iris aspect, because that is the greatest rocket that ever existed.
It's not.
But
I would go 5.5 Nike Smoke if Polecat still existed, but you know.
Well, yeah.
gotta have those 3/8 fins though.
Or glass, the 1/4 inch.
Yeah, I've been procrastinating that the Nike's ready for sanding, and I'm just not prepared for that right now. But I gotta do it because I want to get the video out next weekend. And now I'm going to use the press car in the garage as an excuse not to do that. But I'll probably try and tackle that Thursday. But yeah, I don't know. Should we rate them out of 10, perhaps? Thoughts on
what? You mean
I'm down
rate
for
each
that.
other's?
Yeah.
Well, do we all have to go first? Or are we just going to give Postard a...
You should just give me a 10. I like that plan.
No, I don't think you get a 10. I feel like that's a 8.
Yeah,
Take
like
that.
if somebody brought that out as a level 3 project, I'd be like, you know what, props. Like, it's not a 4-inch rocket with an M1297 in it.
What are we rating exactly?
The overall, I guess there should be a few factors considered, because like the coolness, and like we should also try and take into consideration how much under $1,000 it was.
I thought it was just like rating the how affordability and practicality kind of thing.
All right, well, let's make that a category, and then a coolness factor category.
Well, I'm gonna have to deduct points on that one then,
Wow.
On
because I'm an Iris hater.
Oh.
No, I actually do
This
like the
guy.
5.5 inch Iris, because 5.5 inch kits rule.
They're the
But,
butter zone. They really are.
I'll bump it down to 7.5.
I'll take that.
I was feeling an 8 as well, so that's what I'm gonna go with. I think the M1780 is an interesting call. I like that motor, but I've kind of adopted Taylor's hatred for New Blue Thunder a little bit.
Yeah.
And I would just rather there be an actual Blue Thunder load for the 5120 case. But
Yeah.
I digress.
It would go so hard.
Yeah.
It
really
would be sick.
Anyway.
It could have been a perfect 10 out of 10 if you went M2050. Iris M2050.
I thought about it. I really thought about it.
That extra $30 will kill you, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That threshold crossing from high 300s to suddenly it starts with a 4 is just... It's hard to get around.
Yeah.
It's a horrible feeling.
It's just, yeah, it feels like way more money for no reason.
Well, should I go next?
Yeah, hit it up.
All right, so I looked at a bunch of different options. I thought Lock Precision was definitely going to be the way to go, but I was pricing out bruisers and stuff, and they're really expensive now. So we are back with a Punisher 4 because it's cheap, but it's bare bones, so obviously it doesn't come with any shot cord or anything. So I got 12 yards of 1/4-inch Kevlar the Punisher 4 is $237 with the Wildman Club.
How much is it without it? Not everyone has
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
200. I did price both. $263.99 without the Wildman Club. A Top Flight 50-inch shoot, $26 with the club discount and $29 without it. 12 yards of 1/4-inch Kevlar for $21 with the club discount and $41 without, which is crazy. Is that right? Hold on.
Yeah,
That can't be right.
seems insane.
Yeah.
If that's the case, shout out the Wildman Club membership. Get you some good deals on Kevlar. I'm going to try and keep some audio flowing so we don't have dead air here while Taylor looks for that. But
Fair enough.
You want to talk about what your level 3 project is real quick, Postart?
I've got a 5-inch Punisher with the M1550 for it, and that is all I have right now.
It's a cool one, and honestly, I almost went with the Punisher 4 and then withheld
I did
because
too.
I figured Taylor was going to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so far off on that. I used the price for the 3/8 shot cord. So that totally messes up the
Oh no, we
total.
lost your audio.
Oh, your audio's gone.
What?
Oh, it's back.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, it's because I left the browser, I guess. Yeah, so I totally messed up the Kevlar price. It's actually $23 without the club discount and $21. So it saves you $2, not $20.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take off $20 because I don't have time to add all that up again. I figured, because it seems like people like to buy altimeters for their rockets. I don't know. I didn't do that, but that seems to be a thing. So I got 2 RC2s down for $54.95 each. An M1297, because that is the level 3 motor, for $339 with the club discount, or $376 without. Miscellaneous hardware for $20 from the hardware store. And no motor retention. Do it the hardware store way.
Ooh.
On a 4-inch Punisher?
Yeah, why not? You can figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of room down there.
You could do it though.
Just
if you're
use the lightweight
you're wanting to-
aluminum retainer, like a minimum diameter, the tape.
Yeah, you could. I don't know. Just if you're being really cheap, there's definitely ways to do it without buying an aero pack. Even though on a rocket like that would definitely be preferred. And so if you were already a Wildman Club member, it would only be $754. If you weren't, you could buy the membership for $30 and come out at $784. And if you just didn't want to do that, you could buy it all without the club membership for $821.
Oh wow! So it's $50 cheaper to buy the membership.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
That's
actually.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, when you start adding stuff up like shot cords and stuff, it's not that big of a difference, but it's like the big purchases, you're still getting 15% off. So even with the $30, if you were to buy the club membership, like on a purchase like that, if you just buy all that outright, that's like a lot of savings. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you get a 4-inch Punisher, which is sick.
Yeah, that is sick. And honestly, like I said, I kind of thought about doing it. I figured you were going to, and I feel like the vast majority of people are going to be afraid of flying 18,000 feet for their level 3.
Yeah.
That is true. Also, you're limited on launch sites that can handle that. Something like a 4-inch Wildman is going to be like, it's easier to find a launch site that can go at 15,000 or under than,
Yeah.
I mean,
15 to 16 kind of seems to be that threshold where you either have that or you have a lot more or a lot less. But
yes, I see a lot of launch sites that have like 15,000 foot waivers. So you can do a standard 4-inch rocket, and it usually goes 13 to 14 on a 4-grain.
yeah, mine did 14.3 in Argonia.
I think my level 3 did 13 something. I don't know, 13.7 or something.
Yeah, and
So-
I mean, even that is a really high flight to a lot of people, but it is like so much more commonplace than it used to be to fly that high.
I know
Yeah.
when I did my level 3, that wasn't as common because like the 4-inch fiberglass kits hadn't been out that long. There were people that had been doing it, but like it wasn't like the standard level 3 yet. It was starting to be.
Right. Yeah, it seems like 10,000 feet
Now that's
was like a impassable threshold for a lot of people, myself included, because I just didn't want to lose stuff. But here we are. Now I'm flying stuff
Yeah.
over 10,000 and losing stuff, so pretty cool.
You just got to work on getting them back over 15.
Yeah. Well, I'm on it. All right. Well, I mean, overall, I don't remember how we decided we were going to rank these, but
I don't either.
I feel like this is one that is hard because of my internal appreciation for the Punisher that makes me want to give it like a solid 9.5. But there is one thing you're not considering with that, and that is tracking. You can't do that flight for level 3 without a tracker. So
Well, how high would a 5.5-inch Iris go?
it would probably still go pretty high, but
Like
not
12, 11.
I feel like that would also not be super I mean, it'd be more trackable,
right.
but
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I was kind of just thinking if you've been doing level 2, like you probably have a tracker. If not, then yeah, that's gonna be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it back without a tracker.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I like my Hojo went 10,000. We saw it the whole time. I didn't have a tracker in it, and I still almost
Well, yeah,
lost
but that's
it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's a giant rocket too.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, in Idaho,
yeah.
we see 4-inch rockets from 15,000 feet, and you can watch where they land, but it's not as trivial as just walking that direction all the time.
Yeah.
right.
But you are right. It seems like pretty much everybody's got like a featherweight tracker at this point.
Yeah, it's not like it, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, there was, it was, I don't know, you had to really want it to get the tracker. Now it seems like it's more standard practice. I mean, prices of trackers have come down, and more people are offering them, and a lot of them are easier to use, I guess. So
Yeah, that was my first job. My second paycheck ever went to buying my tracker setup that I still have.
oh wow.
First check
That was smart.
went to the Wildman Black Saturday sale, actually. My first job, my first day of work was at Old Navy on Thanksgiving and then Black Friday. It's not fun.
God.
Wait, so did you buy this stuff before you even had your paycheck?
Yeah, actually. Shout out Bryce Chanis, who knew I got a job and said, if you want me to order something for you, you could just pay me back. So that's what happened.
Wow. Bryce is
real
too
one.
nice.
Yeah. He is a real one. I kind of forgot about
G.
that aspect of it. Look at me. I'm so ungrateful. All right. Well, are you guys ready for mine?
Yep.
Yeah, do it up.
So like I said, I had considered the 4-inch Punisher, and with the motor choice I went with that I was pretty stuck on, I couldn't really do a fiberglass kit because I had to stand out a little bit like Postart here.
Oh boy.
And I think we should have specified at the beginning here that we're operating under the assumption that you can borrow hardware from somebody. If not,
Yeah, that was what I had on mine. I mean,
Yeah.
the hardware is just too expensive.
right.
Yep.
The motor,
And I was thinking about all the guys that are like doing their super budget level 3 that aren't really planning on flying level 3. They just borrow the hardware.
right, and that's what I was thinking too with that, or the M1350, like to just get the level 3 and have the option to fly bigger
Yeah.
motors is one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're like actively going to be flying level 3, you've probably already considered that you're going to have to buy 75 hardware.
Mm-hmm.
But most people will let you borrow hardware under the understanding that you replace it if you lose it. So do keep that in mind. A 6400 case is like $650 now.
Yep.
But, shop for a deal. But anyway, so with that being said, my motor choice was the M650 because I really like that motor after flying it in the Hojo. And Dave Barber used it in his 5.5-inch Iris for his level 3. And Gary Rosenfeld just used one for his level 3 LDRS last year in a 5.5-inch Paper Rocket. But my choice was to go a little bit exotic with the Hyperlock 1600.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a deep cut, but I just was like, it's got to be a 5.5-inch lock kit if I'm going to do lock kit. And I just think they're cool. I like all the weird Lock Legacy kits that have names that were like based on other products available. The Hyperlock, if you're not aware, is like designed for the Hypertech Hybrid L motor. It's kind of
which was 1600
CC tank, maybe.
cc's.
Yeah, maybe the
cc. Yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah, even to this day in the description it says hybrid ready airframe or something like that, which is, I mean, can you even buy Hypertech stuff anymore?
I don't think so.
I think Contrail's still technically around, right?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get that stuff. I mean, no, I don't know who is, but you can.
But of course, the big benefit to the PK series lock kits is that it comes with recovery gear, and this one comes with an 18 and 78 because it's a dual deploy kit from the factory. So you got drogue and main, which is really cool. You got shock cord, and of course, it comes with the hardware necessary. I don't know for sure if it comes with like all the electronics bay hardware, but I'm assuming it does because it's advertised as a dual deploy kit. Well, actually, it says multi-stage deployment because this is a copy-paste description from forever ago.
Yep.
But
Yeah, 2-stage recovery.
hybrid ready. Oh, yeah, included our popular EB 5.38 electronics bay. So, yeah, it comes with everything. It comes with the sled, comes with all the hardware. And then in keeping it simple, I stuck with stuff that you could get from Wildman, so you could order it all from one website. So I did an RRC3 and an Altus Metrum Easy Mini. Because the Easy Mini has a dedicated switch terminal and the voltage allows a flying of 9 volts, and we love 9 volts around here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fascinated with the Easy Mini now, actually, because it's it's kind of like a Stratologger in that it has all the
It
dedicated
is.
switch terminals, and
Mm-hmm.
but you do need a computer to set it up.
I just refuse to learn new things for my basic altimeters.
That reminds me.
I'm used to the 3 beeps. Although I am used to the Raven now. I like the Raven because
Yeah.
it just goes boop, 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 or whatever it does.
E-
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
I don't. The one that goes bee boo boo bop.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Altus ones do, actually. I guess I just assumed like every altimeter is 3 beeps, but isn't the Quark does 4 or something like that? I can't remember. But
I don't know because I will never fly one of those.
Oof.
But in my head on the Altus Metrum stuff, I assumed it did something different just because it's Altus Metrum.
all right, well, I'll let you know, I guess.
Yeah, I should read the manual sometime.
But at any rate, my total came in before shipping and taxes at $942.98.
Oh,
Ooh.
The M650 really, really
Yeah.
stepped it up.
That did you in a little bit.
and then he doesn't glue the grains at Kato's.
Right. Well, see, my other choice was the M2225 or the M2050, and I'm like, that might be pushing it a little. But I mean, pretty much every motor that isn't the M1297 that is an M needs to be glued anyway in the 5120 stuff.
Yeah.
True.
So if they're going to blow up one from not gluing it, they'll blow up any of them from not gluing it. Moral of the story here, glue the grains when it tells you to. But I do know what you're saying, that the M650 is a different animal because you have to glue the grains to each other. But I'm pretty dumb and mine worked, so I think it'll be okay.
Even with a missing O-ring.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the 5-minute epoxy, which is crazy.
It was fine. It worked.
It did work.
Use 15. I didn't have any, but yeah, definitely don't do 5-minute epoxy on the M650.
I think I did my 685s with West Systems
Dang.
Oh my god.
because I just didn't have any like regular epoxy. I was scared of doing the 5-minute, and I didn't want to buy any, so I was like, oh, I'll just mix up West Systems. And then one of my M840s, I didn't have anything, and Tim, I bought it at Airfest, and Tim was like, just use Gorilla Glue all over it, and I was like, okay, and it worked. So
Just like on the grain faces, on the casting tubes, everything.
yeah, I just put it over the whole thing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
Why?
I mean, I guess it works.
It was really glued in there, you know?
I feel like since we're only at 30 minutes, that's kind of a fun segue into another discussion that we like to have about Gorilla Glue. Because
Oh, yes.
I glued my N2220 with Gorilla Glue and had so many people like messaging me and warning me that Gorilla Glue is going to foam up and crack the liner and it's going to blow the motor
That's
up.
That's one of those weird things that turn like everyone spouts as fact, but like, do we know anyone that's happened to? It happened to like one person once, like 10 years ago.
But did that even happen?
I heard something about it, and so then that's when the disclaimer started, because CTI had directions to glue motors way before Aerotech ever told anyone to, and they said to use Gorilla Glue, and I think someone just used like so much and like probably did it in a really humid environment where it'll foam more, and I think they decided maybe that was the factor. Of course, who knows? Maybe the liner was already cracked. I mean, I don't really know, but
Yeah, well, the crazy part too is that CTI on some motors used to instruct you to dampen the grains before you use the Gorilla Glue
yeah,
too.
the first the M2250s that I built 10 years ago had the instructions said to do that, and I did it, and they worked.
Yeah, because you remember at Airfest, or maybe it was LDRS, somebody brought Tim an N5800, and they had a grain, like the Gorilla Glue cured as it was. They were putting in the liner,
And they're like, They're like, what do I do?
Tim's like, yeah,
Tim's
you're
like,
screwed.
You're
Throw it
out.
away.
Yeah.
God.
It's like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a rough one to watch. I was like, of course it had to be a 6XL98. Like the most expensive motor you could have made that mistake with. And
Dude, people trying to glue up motors in the heat in Argonia is like insane to me.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's like I feel like that's one of those like I didn't really look at the motor before I came to the launch. I'm just gonna load it right before. Then you find out it needs to be glued, and so you're like, oh, no big deal. You're like one of those. It would be like if Matt were into rockets without us guiding him.
yeah.
He'd be like, I'm not worried about it. That seems fine.
Yeah, like that N1000 Kato from last year. It just wasn't glued, so it just spit all the grains out and made a pretty fireworks
That
show.
was pretty cool. I'd never
It
seen
looked
one
sick.
that happen before.
There was a crazy one at Balls this year it was the M1800, the Fast Jack 98 4-grain.
Oh, I've never seen one of those.
Well, so the guy brought it over to where we were standing, and he was like, the grains seem really loose in here. And I was like, yeah, usually they rattle around a little bit. And I was like, I don't know if you're supposed to glue that motor. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to glue like every 98.
He didn't put the liner in?
No, he did. And so
okay.
So he takes the case and tilts it, and the grains were like, foop, 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 foop. And I was like, yeah, that seems a little crazy. And he was like, yeah, there's like an inch and 3/4. Like what?
I think they cut the grains shorter on that, and then the 4-grain 75, the L1170, for propellant weight or something.
Well, anyway,
I don't really know.
I was like, Gary's right over there if you want to take it to the Aerotech booth and ask him. And I guess they cleared it. But like right at the end of the burn, it just exploded. And it looked and sounded like a 5-inch shell. Like,
that's awesome.
Properly demolished the rocket and the case. So I talked to the guy. I was like, did you take that to Gary? He was like, yeah. He said it was good. So I don't have any idea what happened, but that's the 10240.
Probably
a rough one to have that happen with.
Yeah.
Probably just collapsed a grain at the end of the burn, or spit what was left, and it clogged the nozzle, I guess.
Right. That's kind of what I figured. But there was so much of it left burning that it might not have even been the end of the burn. It just stopped abruptly. But yeah, I assume something clogged the nozzle.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I'll have to send you the video of it. I think it's in the Balls Part 2 video, which may or may not be out by the time this podcast drops. But go find it in there. It was wild.
But yeah, I remember looking at the assembly drawing for the 4-grain 75 Fast Jack, and it had like a bunch of space at the top, and I think it's because of shipping weight per box or something.
Interesting. Oh, just because the cores are smaller, so there's more propellant, or?
I think because of the. I honestly have no idea. I was gonna say because it's heavier. Like Blackjack was really heavy, but I don't know about Fast Jack.
I don't know. More questions
Anyway,
for when we have Gary on this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, circle back to the Gorilla Glue thing. I felt really vindicated on the Aerotech 05280 instruction video, where Carl says glue all max or Gorilla Glue. Which
it says that on their gluing instructions.
Yeah, it says glue all max or similar.
No, at least on some of if you look at some of the assembly drawings, it'll say like glue all max, Gorilla Glue, or similar polyurethane foaming glue,
right?
Low foaming glue.
Yeah, and it's just that Gorilla Glue doesn't say low foaming on it, and I think that's why everyone was afraid.
Yeah,
but don't be afraid.
Yeah, you have to get glue all max. Like, no.
And that's the worst part. Is the whole reason that I don't is, one, it's way more expensive, and two, you cannot buy it anywhere. Like, no store just has it.
Also, it comes in a giant bottle, and the polyurethane glue just doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, once you open it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could go to like a CVS and get Gorilla Glue. So
you could go almost anywhere and get the little 2-ounce bottle.
So it's super available and it does work fine. The craziest part to me was that Carl kind of recommended getting the inside of the liner wet when you put the 5280 together.
Really?
Yeah, he was like,
What?
yeah, we use a rag and he dampens it. You guys are making me question myself now, so, allegedly, I'll have to go watch the video again, but I'm pretty sure he's...
I did watch that video, but I can't remember. I feel like we needed that on our M4500s. That stuff was loose.
Yeah, it really was. They worked. Were those...
They did work.
Yeah.
We used the Glue All Max on those, right? Or did we use Gorilla?
We did, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
you
ordered
did.
I think
some.
we had the Glue All Max. Yeah, I
You
think we
did.
had that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what the hype was, and it looks and smells and tastes exactly the same. I ate a lot of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
It did seem to be exactly the same stuff.
I wanna pull the MSDS on him and just see how identical.
I want
it is.
to get some of the tight bond polyurethane glue too, and just compare them all in it. Get them all, like, do like a control, and then do like a line of all the glues, and then get it really wet, and then see how much they each foam, and I bet they all look the same.
I would bet so too.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a video idea I had when we were talking about whether or not chopped carbon actually strengthens epoxy more than any other
Yeah.
filler. So I kind of want to just 3D print a bunch of molds and do like a control wet system, and then silica, chopped carbon, whatever else. Is the fairing filler you use 406?
I'll have to look, but that sounds right.
That dude, I swear that's the stuff I used on the Little John. That was a nightmare.
No, you had the 407,
Oh,
which is the not lightweight one. I can't remember. It's like
the heavy one, if you will.
it's the one that doesn't sand as well.
Yeah, I know.
But I've seen some people say that the 405 filler, which is like their filleting blend or whatever, like apparently that's like the stuff for like fillets. Which makes sense. What it's made for.
The filleting blend works for fillets? That's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah.
I know. I didn't see it coming, but perhaps.
All right. Well, I think we are pretty much out of stuff to talk about. We're at 41 minutes, which isn't too bad. I'd like to shoot for like an hour eventually, but we're still finding our footing and our pudding here, obviously.
Yep.
But yeah, so I posted on Patreon asking for folks to give us ideas for podcasts or future podcast episodes. Interviews, any guests you want to hear from, or topics of discussion, please leave them in the comments. And I am going to work on this episode going up on like Spotify and Apple and all that stuff. So
While we're here and talking about level 3, perhaps we could talk about level 1 and level 2 a little bit as well for those that are interested.
Yeah.
Or at least what we did.
yeah, that's not. Maybe we should just talk about what our certification flights all were. But I kind of thought it'd be fun to maybe go back through and do the same thing for level 1 and level 2 eventually.
Yeah, we could do that.
I feel like it's not
But
going to be as crazy, but then we can really spread our wings and get nuts with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so save it for a different podcast.
Yeah, I guess so.
Another episode.
Yeah, we got to keep the topics tight knit, dude, if we're going to try and do this every single week.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, so drop any podcast ideas in the comments section, and if you guys aren't already subscribed to Rocket Vlogs, press the subscribe button. I'm gonna let Taylor and Shane plug their social stuff.
The Rocket channel on YouTube. Hopefully content coming soon.
I saw you posted the nose cone video today. I posted it on
Oh no.
my channel.
Okay. I didn't really mean for that to go up, but that's cool.
Oh no.
No, I think it's done. I just kept bumping back the scheduled date because I was going to put a video up before it, but apparently I missed it. So
Oh, well, it's up.
it's
Yep.
out. It's out.
Yeah, so anyway, I made a post on my channel telling people to go watch it and subscribe and try and get you to 1,000
Nice.
subscribers. So I don't know if you got a decent view count bump. I was going to ask, but I guess you wouldn't know because you
I haven't looked.
That's awesome. This man's
My
on the
God.
I'll
grind
have to
set so
investigate.
hard that he just doesn't even realize he's posting quality content. Oh, did you take it
man.
back down? Now it says this video isn't publicly available.
Oh no.
Oh man, you
What
committed a
happened?
YouTube sin.
How do I make it?
You just got whoopsie.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't
I
show
didn't,
up for
I didn't
me.
know it was up. I didn't know it was up.
So,
So
I see.
I-
So today
I
you
re-
changed
I-
it. Oh no,
Oh.
he's gone.
Oh, uh-oh.
Well, he
That's
can keep
unfortunate.
talking, and we're gonna have the audio overlay from him. So that's gonna.
That's
be
a good
fun.
point. Yeah.
That is going to be fun to edit. All right. Well, anyway, we'll just mute him, and you can go ahead and do your plugs real quick, Postart.
Yeah. At Postart Propulsions on YouTube, and I assume this will go up before Midwest Power.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be at Midwest Power. I'll be taking pictures of everyone's flights. So be sure to be on the lookout for that.
Yes, sir. And are you gonna post any videos anytime soon?
If I had anything to post about, I would.
You have
But-
one.
What? The 5-inch Punisher?
The 3-inch Punisher. You have a whole video.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do.
Just gotta publish it. You just gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Like I said, we're gonna try and get this out on Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff. And
he's
Taylor's back.
back.
Or is he?
Oh, he's not.
He's not back.
Uh-uh.
And yeah, so anyway, let me try and actually end this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching or however you found this, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.